What up, ladies and gentlemen? What up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your man RTP Skull Gang in the building. You know what time it is. It is another live stream here on the Pewter and Red podcast. Day 7 of training camp of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tuned in to a channel that loves to talk about mine and your favorite NFL football team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We're going to get it going. We got some things to check in, but before we do that, let's go ahead and let's get some rhythm going before we forget, because I'll be forgetting to get the rhythm going. Let's get the ticker going. Ticker tells you where you can get in contact with me on Twitter. That would be Bucks PR Podcast on Twitter. Tells you if you're new, to subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button if you haven't yet. Help out the channel. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we've been doing so great with this channel, man. We're currently at 131 subscribers. 131 subscribers, ladies and gentlemen, and it's all because of you guys, Buck Nation, Skull Gang, all of y'all. Listen, we're growing. Continue to do your guys' job. I will continue to do mine. Hit the like button, share the content to other Buck fans that that would enjoy some real in-depth Buccaneers talk. Again, if you're new, listen, we try to break down as much as possible, whether you talk about X's or O's or the Jimmys and Joes, as they like to say. We break down vibes, we break down press conferences, we break down game film, coach all 22s, highlights, everything we could get our hands on, man. We break as much as possible down and try to make it all make sense. That way we go into the season or the next game not being blinded by, which you can't be mad at ourselves for doing, having our fan goggles on, and we all do it. Some more than others, but we all do it. We all go into the season, especially when the off season and training camp. Fan goggles are hard to take off. It's hard to not believe everybody. It's hard not to believe everybody's not going to be a Pro Bowler and All Pro. Everything just sounds so good, but we try our hardest here to be honest about what's going on. So, yeah. With that said, we got some Twitter stuff to talk about today. We got Twitter stuff to talk about. We'll look at the Twitter sphere as we usually do, and then after the Twitter sphere, maybe there might be something on that was tweeted that we might want to break down. After we do all that, we got press conferences. We got 3 press conferences today. We got Todd Bowles. We got Cade Otton, and we got Baker Mayfield. And anything through that, we'll break that down as well. But today was an interesting day. So let's just get into it. Let's just see what we got here in the Twitter sphere. Let's go ahead and get into that. We got right here, the first one that I see is Bucks wide receiver Devin Tompkins is the lead returner as of now, followed by rookie Trey Palmer. This is where I think it's going to pan out. I'm more than sure Devin Tompkins is going to make the team. I'm pretty sure Devin Tompkins is going to make the team this year, barring, of course, injury, knock on wood. But and not just because of, I don't think it just because of punt returning either. I think he actually has a good chance of making this team because he's a wide receiver, a nice wide receiver that's been developing pretty good this last 2 years. So I do think he has a really good chance of making the team. I'm pretty sure he's going to make the team. We got Logan Robinson tweeting the Buccaneers quarterback competition is tight between Baker Mayfield, Kyle Trask as we head into the 7th practice, and we got them just chucking the ball, nothing serious, taking snaps. Looks like Baker's under center with third string Leverett, and I don't know, 75. But yeah, they're just taking snaps and, passing the rock. Just warming up here, getting ready for practice. All right. Greg Allman tweets 4 Bucks lining up deep for punt returns today. Devin Tompkins, Kalen Geiger, and rookie Trey Palmer and Tay Barber. All right. Got some more.
Go. That's it. Good.
The O-line.
Go. That's it. Good. Go. That's it. Good. Go. That's it. Good. Go. That's it. Good.
What else we got?
Too deep, right? Holy shit.
Whoa, what happened there?
Too deep, right? Holy shit.
Something went wrong because he was either that or he got very impressed.
Right there. Right there.
So what's the difference between that and the other one?
Too deep, right? Holy shit.
Probably took forever.
Too deep, right? Holy shit.
I was probably on O'Neal. It feels like O'Neal kind of looped big time.
Right there.
I don't know. They're working. O-line working, trying to get better. That's always great. If you're in the building, go ahead and let yourself know you're in the building. CPG in the building. No, I won't be watching the Hall of Fame game. I got to go to bed right after this, so I will not be watching the Hall of Fame game. But I do encourage Buck fans to watch the Hall of Fame game, see how some of their backup players are going to look in this Hall of Fame game. That way you got something to, they'll have another game besides that. So, because we do play the Jets, and I believe the Jets are in this Hall of Fame game. Some more O-line working out. Let's see. Punting. Could watch Joe Gilbert coach up the O-line all day. Let's see. All right. We got the redheads. 2 redheads. They're just listening. All right. Scott Smith says cornerback Carlton Davis, who missed the last 2 practices due to a bruised shoulder, is back in action. So that's good to hear. We got a tweet by Real Bucks Talk saying Bucks tight end David Wells making a case for himself, got worked with the ones in walkthroughs, and I do think he makes the team. The only tight end that's making a scene besides Cade Otton is David Wells. So I do think he definitely makes the team, and they're saying he's decent in running routes and catching the ball, as we've been hearing, but they also say that he's not have bad blocking either. So Baker Mayfield throwing to Russell Gage here. Nice little practice run. Now, shout out to Russell Gage, because I heard Russell Gage was had a practice today, but I was going to put Russell Gage as the guy on the thumbnail. But one, I'm going to sit here and say that Russell Gage is going to have another good day or even better day. And I'm going to have good faith that Russell Gage is going to start showing out. He's going to start getting used to this offense, going to start feeling better and going to start showing out. So I feel like there'll be another day where I can put Russell Gage being the player of the day, being my player of the day. So I decided to put an emoji, as you guys can see in the thumbnail. And the emoji is basically an emoji of someone that thinks that they're smarter than everybody else, basically. Think they're outsmarting people. There's a reason I put that emoji up. We won't really get into it, but by the end of the stream, we'll see if you guys understand. This was big. This was by Dave Canales. He tweeted this before practice. 6 ways to get better today. Number 1, be humble and hungry. Number 2, focus on your strengths. Number 3, tune out distractions. Number 4, see life and people as teachers you can learn from each day. Number 5, help others get better. Number 6, care more. Put more time, effort, and passion into your work/life. Now, he could have been just had this thought in his mind and wanted to put it out there in the universe. But if he put this out for a reason, I want you guys in the comment section, whether you're watching this live or watching this not live, who do you think he would be talking to if he did tweet this for somebody? I'm going to read it to you one more time. Whether you're watching this live or you're not watching this live, please put it in the comment section. Who do you think he is talking to if he's talking to somebody? I'll read it one more time. 6 ways to get better today. Number 1, be humble and hungry. Number 2, focus on your strengths. Number 3, tune out distractions. Number 4, see life and people as teachers you can learn from each day. Number 5, help others get better. Number 6, care more. Put more time, effort, and passion into your work/life. Rashad West is in the building. Football is almost back. We're literally about a week away, a day and a week away from Bucks preseason game. Football is around the corner. We're here, baby. Now, hopefully you guys put who you think he might be talking to, if he's talking to. Let me go through both quarterbacks just to see who it fits more. Be humble and hungry. Do you think Kyle Trask needs to be humble? Maybe. Maybe he's having such a good training camp that it's like, hey, be humble and hungry. You think Kyle Trask is not looking like he's hungry? I don't know about that one. But be humble, he definitely could be talking to Kyle Trask about be humble. What about Baker? Be humble. Well, they made a big old thing about how he's more humble when we first had our first press conference with Baker Mayfield. We're going to talk a lot about that later. But they made a big thing about how he's humble now. Be hungry. Is he? You think Baker Mayfield's hungry? I'm more than sure Baker Mayfield's hungry. But what if he feels like he's not winning the quarterback competition, so that he starts giving up? Maybe. I don't know. Don't think he's that type, but you never know. Number 2, focus on your strengths. Who could not be focused on their strengths? This could be Kyle Trask. We're hearing that Kyle Trask is running out the pocket a lot. Maybe you're like, hey, you're not a mobile quarterback. Focus on your strengths. Stay in the pocket. I don't know. Maybe they could be talking to Baker Mayfield. Hey, stop trying to be the pocket passer. Roll out a little bit more. Get comfortable. Focus on your strength. Could be that. Number 3, tune out distractions. Who could be distracted? Could Baker be distracted because of the quarterback competition? He says he doesn't listen to social media or the news. Could Trask be distracted? Maybe all the stuff on Twitter of everybody starting to pull for Trask and like saying he's QB1 now. Could that be distracting him now that he's feeling himself a little bit or something? Could be. That I think number 3 could go for both quarterbacks. Number 4, see life and people as teachers you can learn from each day. I don't think this is something that Kyle Trask has a problem with, because I don't think he sees himself as, oh, I don't need to learn from anybody. Baker, I don't think he don't feel like he needs to learn anything from everybody, but he might feel like he might not need to learn from certain people. Maybe certain people that are not in the league as long as he's been, that is in the same position that he's in, that might be in a competition that he's in. I don't know. Number 5, help others get better. That could be all of them, everybody on the team. Number 6, care more, put more time, effort, and passion into your work/life. Trask, care more. I'm pretty sure Trask cares. I'm pretty sure Baker cares. Put more time. Something that we thought maybe Baker's not doing. He didn't work when it was everyone's time off before training camp started with any wide receivers. I thought Trask wasn't working with anybody, but then I heard Trask did take some people and work with them when everybody was on break. And not only that, but effort and passion into your work. I mean, we did hear that Trask came back and like knew the freaking playbook inside and out. We don't know that about Baker. I feel like this number 6 might be more to Baker than Trask. But again, we're just putting things out there. We don't know. I mean, he probably just, more than likely, he just put this out for all his players. But I was just putting the question out there. If he was talking to somebody, who would this more likely be talking to? Trask or Baker? That's all I wanted to know. Real OG is in the building. Let's continue with the tweets. We got Brianna Dix putting outside linebackers going through tracking drills. Joe Tryon tracking Shaq. Pewter Report puts Bucks are in shells today after a day off. Seemingly another wrinkle of Todd Bowles and the team strategy to keep everyone fresher as the dog days of camp roll on. Also, tight end room here. They're working on blocking in space. Got the tight ends blocking in space. All right. Now, this was the play that ended Kyle Trask's, 2-minute drill? It ended Kyle Trask's 2-minute drill that he was going for a touchdown. Rachaad White ends up getting popped and ended the drill, and they didn't get a touchdown. And it also started a scrummage, I guess, a fight. Let's see what it looked like. Checked it down right there. Yeah, he pretty much had him dead to rights. I don't think he needed to. He just needed to get in his way. He didn't need to pop. There really was no reason to pop him. I mean, he was in the right place before he was barely turned down. He really didn't need to pop him. It was a. And they threw a flag. And Robert Hainsey was in there. That's Robert Hainsey running. We're going to see Robert Hainsey run across. There goes Robert Hainsey getting in there. There you go. They said Robert Hainsey learned from Big Red. He's in there protecting his people. I got one gnat that keeps every time I go live. I got one gnat in here that be messing with me. Can never get rid of it. Yeah, but they said Jensen, man, he's been learning from Jensen. He protect your teammates. Okay, we got Rashad. Oh man, I want to kill this gnat. Oh, it's so hard. It's so hard because I got black screen everywhere, so it's hard to see it when I can only see it when it moves into the light. Ooh, good move. Nice feet. What else we got? Ooh, Tucker. There we go. All right. Got some more lair. All right. Okay. What about here? High feet. You gotta have high feet though. It's not just putting your feet through there, it's having high feet. There you go. All right. Rashad, some more Rashad White. Got tight ends working on blocking, getting low. Got to stay low. All right, what we got here? With competition between quarterback Mayfield, Kyle Trask heating up. Here are throwing to their wide receivers. All right, let's see some of these throws. Some good throws. Some more throws. Trask is not throwing this one though. Baker on. All right, good throw by Baker. About here, Trask by himself. That's a good connection. A little slow, but I mean, yeah, he wasn't running from the beginning. All right, here we go. 11 on 11s. Ryan Neal comes flying in for what would have been a sack on Baker Mayfield. The blitzing ability of Neal looks like it'll be fun to watch this year. I had some questions, well, not questions, but concerns about this, and we're going to talk about this at the end. Joshua Porter is in the building. I think Tucker has the quickest feet out of all of them. Yeah, it looks it. It definitely looks it. Buccaneers Rashad White maybe still thinking about what happened last Wednesday night with the cheap shot he took. Puts a good pop on CB Zion McCollum running up the sideline. So he might be now having his head on a swivel. That might be what that is. Scott Smith tweets, wide receiver Russell Gage, who was idle at start of camp last week due to a leg injury, is now getting reps in full team drills. Just ran one rep out of the slot in 11 personnel with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Ran an out and up and caught a 20-yard pass. I wish someone said who threw it. What to Trey Paul? No one said who threw it, though. All right. Pewter reports Levante David just had what would have been a sack on John Wolford. So another sack, blitz. Russell Gage with good catch on a go route for about 20 yards thrown by John Wolford. All right. Sneak Vaughn in rep with the first team from around the 10 going in, catches a quick pass over the middle and crashes into the end zone. Rodrigo Blankenship with a rough day, clanking a short field goal off the left upright and missing badly from about 53, 54. He did make one from 50. Greg Gaines with a stop in the backfield on Chase Edmonds during red zone. It's the first time we heard from Greg Gaines, so that's good. In 7-on-7, Warford connects deep to Kalen Geiger for a touchdown. Beats Josh Hayes on the play. Okay. Walford had another good practice. He had a good practice the last practice, and he had another. Walford kind of had one of the best days last practice and had the best day this practice from what I'm hearing. Not a ton of big plays today, which is what was going on, but Walford hits a wide open Kalen Geiger for down the sideline, 7-on-7s. Bucks quarterback Baker Mayfield throws to the left sideline, but is nearly picked off by inside linebacker Levante David. So another day where close, almost getting picked off. And I'll be honest, it seems like these reporters, they don't really report any throws that might get picked off if they're not, unless they're like really like in the hands. Because every time I hear, oh, so and so almost picked it off, and then I hear the reports from other people, they're always saying like, yeah, it's like he should have been a pick. So when we hear these things, they're not just texting it because he might have been able to one hand pick it, or no, they're usually like, oh, yeah, it should have been a pick. So that's what happens there. LL in the building. Shout out to LL. Real Bucks Talk says Bucks rookie edge Jose Ramirez is so quick off the ball. Can't wait to watch him in preseason. And this is kind of what my concern has been. We talked about how we've already gone through the quarterback competition. We know where it's at right now. We already see the difference between Baker and see the difference between Trask in practice, and where it could change. In other words, Trask could have a day or two where he throws an interception or two interceptions, and Baker could have a day where he doesn't, he has a good day like Trask has been having the last couple of days. It could happen. But even if it did, it wouldn't really change what's going on right now as far as our opinions. So we're not really looking at the quarterback position too much. I mean, we're still keeping tabs on who's putting the ball in harm's way. But we're as a Buck Nation, we're pretty much already like, okay, we know what it is between the two already. We already see the difference of the two when under center. And now we're just waiting to see the difference in a preseason game. So now, because of that, my mind is starting to go to other places of this team, right? The O line, the D line, which are my two biggest concerns. I'm not concerned about our weapons. I think we're stacked with weapons. And I'm not concerned about our secondary or our linebackers. I think we're stacked there too, to be honest with you. I got, nickel, we don't know, but outside corners, I really feel comfortable with Zion being backup, and even D Delaney. I don't know about nickel, but even if we was to have to put D Delaney out there, I don't think he would get picked on. Like he's definitely a downgrade, but it's not something I would worry about too much. But I'm not worried about our safeties. The only thing I'm worried about, besides the quarterback, and besides, obviously, our offensive coordinator and Dave Canales, because he has inexperience with being an offensive coordinator, is our trenches. The O-line, we have questions there. And the D-line, we have questions there. Yes, Shaq Barrett has came back, but is he the same? It's not just easy to think he's going to be the same after that injury. Now, I will say, reporters have been saying that he looks like he's back to regular, like he got a jump in his step and everything still. So fingers crossed. But we haven't really heard any sacks. I mean, we heard a sack by Yaya, we heard a sack by JTS, and thank God we want to hear that, right? But besides that, we really haven't heard anything about sacks unless it has to do with us blitzing. So that's something I've been keeping in the back of my mind, and I'm kind of like, all right, hearing this about the edge of Jose Ramirez, so quick off the ball, can't wait to watch him in preseason. You like to hear, okay, so people are noticing his quick get off and stuff like that. That's good. And I agree. I can't wait to see him in preseason. We're going to be taking notes of that. Trust me, when we watch the preseason game, we will break things down. We will watch that game a couple of times with the all 22, all that stuff. So we will be breaking down preseason games. But it is something that I'm thinking about. Now, we aren't hearing a lot of sacks. Could that mean that our O line is actually better than we thought? That could be that too. So I don't know. Those are just things we're gonna have to go into the preseason and find out. Greg Allman tweets, nice sideline throw down the field from Mayfield to Mike Evans, who holds on for a bobbling catch. Bucks Baker Mayfield goes deep and connects with wide receiver Mike Evans on the left sideline about 30 yards. It was one of the biggest plays so far, and that's the same play. But I think that's going to be the biggest play of the day. Safety Antoine Winfield Jr. covers a lot of ground to get to the left sideline and breaks up a pass just after it hit wide receiver Ryan Miller's hand. I'm trying to... Let's see. 2-minute drills to end today's practice. Defense wins the battle of first team, stopping fourth down. Baker Mayfield scrambles short near midfield. Greg Allman, Kyle Trask looking good in 2-minute with back-to-back throws down the middle to Geiger and tight end David Wells. Defense stands tall to end practice. Baker Mayfield's drive ended with a fourth down stop near midfield, while Kyle Trask ends with Kavion Mayweather stopping Payne Durham just short of the goal line on fourth down. Scott Smith tweets, second team offense. Led by Kyle Trask, takes a second 2-minute drill and gets the ball down to the 2, but rookie safety Kedrick Whitehead stops rookie Payne Durham at the 1 on a fourth down catch. So I don't know if these are the two same plays that they're talking about with Trask, but they said different safeties. Not sure. Brianna says Shaq Berry immediately bats down Baker Mayfield's pass at the line during the red zone period. This was before the 2-minute. In final period, Trask got offense down to goal line, but couldn't close it out. Dump off to Ronnie Brown close to end zone. Then nice catch by Payne Durham, but stopped short of pylon. This just happens to be the GOAT that we're watching. And not only is it the GOAT that we're watching, but it's Jamel Dean on him and on press, and he can't get off of him. He can't get away from bro. Dean, listen, people are hyped about Dean this year, bro. Dean, again, people are saying that he might have overtook Carlton Davis this year. He might have, and looking at this, like he is all over Mike Evans. He is all over. He's ready. As soon as Mike Evans looks like he's about to start. So look, he's on him. Break it. He stacks on top of, and as soon as he goes to break, look at how fast he jumps in front of him. He's just stride for stride with him, bro. Mike looking at him like, bro, calm down. Like Jamel's on it, man. Jamel, Clack 5 White in the building. All eyes are waiting on preseason 4. That's preseason 4. That's the tell all under the lights. D-Mac in the building. Best chance to win is Baker. Trask will take years to mature into an NFL quarterback. I don't know. He seems like he's mature already. I don't know. That seems to be it for the Twitter sphere. Again, it seemed kind of fast, man, but it's true. I mean, supposedly the defense had a heck of a day today. Offense didn't have much plays. From what I'm hearing, the defense is pretty much on lockdown today. Offense didn't have much play. You had Baker that had that big throw to Mike Evans. I don't know if that was on 11-on-11s or 7-on-7s. But that was the big play of the day, was him to Mike Evans. Was it a chuck down the field again? I don't know. Supposedly it wasn't. Supposedly he had a decent amount of distance. It wasn't in great coverage, what I heard. It wasn't in great coverage, but, you know, he got it there to Mike Evans. So I wish I could see that play. We might. But that was the play of the day. Besides that, what I heard was pretty much the same thing Uh, Baker had a decent day today. When you talk about him not throwing an interception, now he did have the ball that was put in harm's way. Should have been an interception. It wasn't an interception, but it should have been an interception again by Levante. Um, but because of that, they're pretty much feeling like Baker had a decent day today. Cal Trask basically is stacking another day, being the same. I mean, nothing wow, but they're saying that again, he looked like the guy in the 2-minute drill. Sorry. He's looking like the guy that is in command of the offense, that's using the offense the way it's supposed to be using, taking what the defense gives them. Same thing. I mean, we're hearing the same thing over and over again about Trask. And that's what you want in a quarterback. You want it to be consistent. You want your quarterback to be consistent. We don't need a quarterback that's going to be good one day and then, okay, it's another game. Which Trask do we get this time? Do we get the bad Trask or the good Trask? You want to consistency, knowing what you have at quarterback under center. So even though the defense won the day today, which again, I like hearing that because I feel like we have a dominant defense today. They showed they were a dominant defense. Secondary just doing their things, linebackers doing their things. The difference, what I'm hearing is the difference of today was Baker Mayfield's 2-minute drive stalled out in the middle of the field. Once again, Kyle Trask's 2-minute drive went all the way to the goal line. Now, once again, they didn't punch it in, but it was all the way to the goal line. And again, we can sit here and say Trask is having problems scoring, but again, he is going against our defense. And I think our defense is no slouch. I think our defense is going to ball so hard this year. So I don't get too mad at that. But what you're hearing is still, again, one quarterback is in more control of the offense than the other quarterback. It is what it is. Again, I said it earlier. We know what these quarterbacks are, especially as far as practice. We already know it's the same. We're hearing the same thing every day over and over and over again. But preseason's coming up. We're not going to have too many practices, I believe, since the preseason game is going to be in a week. So we should have a few more practices, a break, and then after that, like maybe one practice and then another break because the game should be coming up after that. Now, we went through the Twitter. Again, wasn't much to talk about. As you can hear, it was probably like a few Baker passes, a few Walford passes, and then it was like straight to 2-minute drives because the defense pretty much dominated the day today. But when you talk about the 2-minute drives, that's where Kyle Trask outshined Baker again. Let's go to the video and watch these press conferences. Again, we got 3 press conferences today, but I have a special video that Bucks put out there that I want everybody to see just to lighten up the mood. Joshua says the events play is on Mr. Bucks Nation channel. Mike had a step on DB. Okay, we'll check that out. Sean Tucker will be great. I see us being a top 5D. I agree. Let's go real quick to Sean Tucker. Mr. Bucks. See if I can find him real quick. I would have to go to Mr. Bucks Nation channel. Give me 1 second. I just want to see if I can find that play. Let's see. Looking. Here we go, right here. Okay, it was a good throw. He had a small step. That was a good throw. I like it. I like that. And it had pass rushes and everything. That was a good throw. I like that. I like that. I mean, you left him one-on-one though, bro. Like we had one safety. Let's see what the safety did. I might even be in the way, but safety even started going that way. So that's good. It was a good throw by Baker. I like it. So that's not something to sniff at. I mean, sneeze at. Good throw by Baker. Appreciate who was it that told me? Joshua. Appreciate Joshua for letting me know where I could find that footage at. So let's go back and watch these videos. But before we get into the press conference, just a small video by the rookies that Bucks.com put out. Just a little something fun.
Meet the rookies. Oh, this is what y'all wait for, huh?
Meet the rookies, and this is gonna go with some of the stuff that the title, which is vibes.
So I like to get a buddy or someone with me and sing "Party for Two," the Billy Currington and Shania Twain version.
Miley Cyrus, Climb.
Gunpowder and Lead by Miranda Lambert.
I gotta go Miley Cyrus, Party in the USA.
So sick of love songs. I overheard Box saying Miley Cyrus. I ain't gonna lie, that Party in the USA. Hey, anytime that come on, hey, I'm the guy.
I'm the guy.
I played running back growing up. I was toting that thing too. You thought I was Ricky Williams.
I was fancy man in the school, so they're like try out. So I just let's get it. And I was just scared to get tackled like I am today.
He said I was scared to get tackled like I am today.
I play linebacker now, kind of like a little skill position. Not really, but it is. I wasn't even fat.
I always played quarterback growing up. I wasn't always this big. So up until I think my sophomore year of high school, I was a quarterback on the team.
I was a kicker. Middle school, I was a kicker. In high school, so I can't kick no more though. Like I was the biggest one on the team. I was the fastest on the team. So they put me at running back.
I can't wait to see that man on the field, man, with pads.
When I started playing high school and I picked number 87, everyone in my high school called me Gronk because I was just the big tight end.
I was number 70 before all this. Now I'm 69, and probably a lot of people can guess the reason I like that number. It's just a goofy number.
They called me and said, "What number you want?" I said, "Just throw me in the number. I'm trying to play in the league."
Let them know.
Number 13. I wore number 94 now. 9 plus 4 is 13. So that's something that I thought would be cool.
I want to be like Tyrann Matthew. And I had 3 at Nebraska. So you put 7 and 3, what they get you? 10. You heard me?
Yeah. The thing about this, man, that caught my eye when is the vibes. The vibes of these rookies just seem so like they here. Like these rookies don't seem like they seem like they're ready to go, locked and loaded. And listen, we've heard many times that people say the thing, what have you taught them? What have you? And they're like, I really haven't taught them nothing. They're like, they know just as much about football as I do. Like they just came in ready, and the vibes that they give, man, is like, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to make a statement year one. Like, let's go. I'm ready to do something for y'all. Like they trying to make an impact year one, and they got the confidence for it. And I love it.
Like I feel like I swim pretty well.
Exactly.
Like, I feel like I might not be Michael Phelps or something, but like I can swim pretty well. I at least get silver or something.
I always want to swim. I want to be Michael Phelps, but I would be Trey Phelps. You heard me?
I'll probably say some in track.
I used to really do hoop. Of course, gold in the basketball league. Yeah, every time.
Probably track. I don't know. Probably run something. There's a Haitian team. I'm Haitian, so I can run for that Haitian team.
Wrestling, I think if I train and put my mind to it, that's where my mind goes there.
With a little bit more practice, curling. I was in a curling league up in Fargo, so I'd say curling. Let's meet the rookies. The fellas and the guys and the crew. You heard?
I have fun.
That was cool.
Yeah, they definitely got maturity and they ready for the league.
Rookies.
That's my biggest fear, White. My biggest fear.
Out there. We know in pads.
All right, let's get to the videos. Preseason, the press conference.
Picks up the system. It'll be great to see what he does going forward because we really like the guy.
Ryan in the building.
He's both right now. He's working at nickel. Try to give him one at a time. 2 of them, I think, is awfully hard to learn, so we let him learn the nickel part.
I'd rather it be Trask, Ryan, but we've talked about it in other streams why. There's a reason why. We're not gonna get into it now. We would
Just
you
the
would have to
growth
watch one of the
mentally,
other streams.
understanding the
Why it
game.
would be
Really,
Trask.
it's a new system for everybody over there, but he understands the game. He's a football player, and he's a heady football player. He's been solid all the way around. He's been having a good camp.
What have you seen out of David Wells? Because I know he's a guy that maybe some of us weren't familiar with, but you look at his background, and he's been around the league for a while.
Well, we've had him here. We've had him last year as well. He's shown to be a very good receiver. Has been surprisingly well and efficient at blocking as well. So I'll be happy to see him in preseason games. He'll be a guy we're watching because we really like the initial part of what we see.
What have you seen from the offensive line in terms of how they've been able to pick up some of the various blitzes?
Agreed, Joshua. Agreed, big time.
Being in sync and understanding what's getting ready to happen to them, and flowing, playing as a group. No individual
All right.
messing up here or there. They're playing as a group. They're all on the same page, and I see good chemistry.
Canales had told us that he felt like the quarterback competition has gotten really tight. Do you see it that way? And just what are you looking forward to as the time nears when he'll be playing under the lights?
Well, it's been tight, and that's a good thing. Obviously, you want players to compete for a spot. You don't want anybody giving a spot. You want to earn your spot every year. Both guys are
Exactly
having a healthy competition, and we just look forward to the games.
Continue to rotate the quarterbacks in terms of one day each, who's working with the ones, and alternate like that?
Right now, yeah, but we'll change it accordingly, depending on who we think is going to play a lot more, who's going to play a lot less, and kind of go from there. But right now, status quo.
How you're going to arrange that for the first preseason game, or is it still too early?
Too early.
We want to know, Bowles. We want to know. It's okay.
Well, I have to see him on special teams. Offensively, I know he's a heck of a red zone target. He's a lean guy and he's a tall guy. He can put some muscle on his frame, but he's a big target for us and he can catch the ball. We're working on the blocking and getting stronger, but Kate has a lot of playing experience, so we're going to rely on that once the preseason starts.
There's a lot of talk when you change your blocking scheme with the wide zone. A lot of talk about like the offensive line, but tight end, how does that change kind of impact the tight end group that you have, and how are they kind of taking to that change?
Well, in the run game, they're part of offensive linemen too, so they have to be in sync with the offensive line, not just the offensive line, the five guys. It's really six of them. They got to be in sync with that, as does the wideout. So it changes a lot. I mean, it's been pretty much the same, just a different type of scheme for them as to who they're blocking. But I think they understand that pretty well and they work together. Van Dam does a good job of getting those guys prepared. I'll take Nelson's cue. Go ahead. You got one more?
Do they have the?
Hey, Tom, we love you.
That was him saying, "Happy birthday, Tom. We love you." Matter of fact, that reminds me, happy birthday, Tom Brady. We appreciate what you did for us, Tom. I know I'm critical of my quarterbacks and I break things down that you don't want me to break down, but I do appreciate the ring that you gave us. So shout out to Tom Brady. Happy birthday to Tom Brady. Let's continue. We got some more to talk about. Listen, I don't know how much I'm going to break down Cade Otton's press conference, but we definitely going to break down Baker Mayfield's press conference because there's some things that I just feel like we have to talk about. Stephen Pryor in the building says, I wonder how they will split time for the quarterbacks this preseason. Yes, that's a question that we're all wondering. I'm hoping that they do it like practice and they do it, I'm hoping that they literally switch it up every possession. Like I hope Baker Mayfield starts with I actually hope Trask does. I hope Trask starts with the ones the very first possession. Then I hope Baker starts the next possession with the ones, and then they just keep switching back and forth. The next possession Trask, the next possession Baker, for however many possessions they're going to use the ones. And I hope put the ones out for two possessions, right? One possession with Trask, one possession with Baker with the ones. Then the next possession, because you don't want the ones out there that whole time, right? Then put Baker and Trask out there again with the twos. So the reason why I want Trask, dude, I'm getting a mean headache. I'm sorry, guys. The reason why I want Trask to go out there first is because I want Trask whoever goes out there first, let's say whoever goes out there first goes and scores, puts pressure on the other guy. Now, I want pressure, as much pressure on Baker, period. I want as much pressure on Baker. Now, we can flip it the next week and then put that pressure on Trask. I don't care. But the first time, I want as little possible pressure on Trask. Go out there and execute. And if he happens to put pressure on Baker because he goes out there and scores first, it is what it is. But I'd rather that happen than putting in Baker. Baker goes out there and eat and then put pressure on Trask, because it's like, I just want to give Trask as much opportunity first than Baker. But that's what I hope. That's how I hope it happens. But we'll see. Bo's got to see these quarterbacks in a real game under pressure first. Yes. Looks like Trask earned it. Yeah. Let's continue. See Kate Otten's press conference. Come on now.
How are you guys doing?
How's your camp going so far?
It's going great. I'm having a ton of fun. I think it's been
Seth
really
Alexander in the building. He does. He does. That's the part that everyone loves about him.
So I feel confident, having fun, getting to know these guys, this new group we have, and I think we're doing really well so far.
So much is made about, transitioning to the wide zone scheme and the offensive line's role, but you guys have, changes that you've had to make with that too. Just how different is it, or maybe even how similar was it to what you were doing before? What kind of changes have you had to make for it?
Yeah, it's a little different, and there's a bunch of different nuances that go with it, like footwork and hand placement and all those things. And Coach Van Dam's done a great job of, learning that stuff with us and then coaching us up on it as a group. And so, we're still growing, we're still getting used to it, but I think we're doing really well as a group so far.
What does this offense do specifically for the tight end position in the passing game? Because we've seen already you down the seams making big plays, and the tight ends in general. Is it more advantageous to the tight end position?
Yeah, I think so. And Coach Canales has talked about marrying the run and the pass. And so as tight ends, kind of the link between those two things, we get great opportunities in the play action game. And then just at our position, working the middle of the field.
Yes.
We're early in reads and stuff. And
Agreed,
so
White.
great
Agreed.
Seeing guys make plays in the tight end room. We're a pretty inexperienced bunch overall, but I think you see all of our guys playing with confidence, playing fast, and I think the offense does a great job putting us in those positions.
Look at what last year had in that room with, Kyle Rudolph, Cam Brady as well. Do you kind of look around now and go, oh, we're kind of the old guys now, we know your second year?
Yeah, it's kind of strange thinking about that and looking at our group, but those guys are such great pros and friends and really helped me out last year. And so I think just being able to learn from them for a year and see how they operate and how they played and treated football every day really helped me prepare for this moment. And all the guys in the tight end room, we all benefited from them. And I'm really thankful for that experience.
The offense that Coach Canales had in Seattle last year and before that even had a ton of double tight end, 12 personnel and 13 personnel. It'd be a different entity this offense here, but have you watched a lot of Seattle tape to see how the tight ends were used there?
Yeah, we have, and it's fun. I know a couple of those guys, and just being able to see how they were used and kind of know the terminology behind they were doing. It's always kind of fun when you're watching another team and their offense. It's just like being able to think of the formations and the motions they're doing, and then the play and how the tight ends are fitting into it. And so it's fun to watch Seattle's film and then kind of project that to our offense and to our year and see how we'll fit in. And it looks promising. We're super excited.
I've had a lot of time now with Coach Canales, who comes off as being very hands-on out on the practice field. It seems like he's got his hands kind of in everything, a ton of energy. Just what do you like about him? What's this change been like getting him in here?
Yeah, he's been awesome. I think I speak for all the guys that when I say that we all love him and love the energy he brings every single day. He's very positive, but he's also constructive, knows his stuff, and expects a high level of execution. And so I think that's just a really great combination of things when you have a coach. And I think you can see that in the way we're playing. We're playing fast, we're playing confident, and I think we're growing a lot. And so I'm just really excited to see what this year we become as an offense.
You're trying to work on coming in from year 1 to year 2 in this camp.
I think it's funny kind of looking at my film from last year. You kind of you grow and you get more film of like what you should be doing, and you're just like, what was I doing last year? So there's always a natural progression. But I'm always trying to lock in on those details. And we talk about with a new offense, there's new footwork, there's new hand placement, and so it keeps it fresh. It's easy to challenge yourself when you're learning a new offense with those little fundamentals. But overall, just wanting to make a big impact on the offense, whether that's in the run game or the pass game, and that's always through the little things like footwork and hand placement, and stuff like that.
From your vantage point, from the quarterback situation, I know Coach Canales told us the other day it's tightened up a lot, the competition there.
Yeah, it's been super fun to, they're both great guys, and they both support each other, but just seeing a high level of competition like that from such a unique position like the quarterback, it's really fun to watch, and they're both doing a great job. I love getting to work with both of them, and I think just each time one person raises their game, the other person's going to do the same because they're competitive, they're smart, they're talented, and so it's going to be really fun to see how that plays out, and I'm excited to be a part of it. It's super cool.
What changes have you seen from Kyle from mini camp, even from previously when you practiced with him to now?
Yeah, he just keeps gaining confidence. I think just from learning a new scheme standpoint, he has like a surprising level of control on the terminology, pace of the offense, what he's doing. He's come a long way, and Baker really good at that too. And so it's just I feel privileged to kind of get a front row seat to what they're doing. And but yeah, Kyle's done a great job. He's grown a lot.
And is different players will cover that position on defense, whether it's a defensive back or a linebacker. Has anyone really stood out to you in terms of either covering you or in their coverage? Like Rossay Dennis has made a couple of interceptions.
Yeah, he's been really impressive as a young guy coming in. But I think our safeties are really good. Antoine, seeing the level he's played at the past few years, and then I've just seen him come into camp really hungry and wanting to take a leadership role on this team. He's always super impressive. And then Levante, just us in the tight ends room, we always just like marvel at the way he moves and the way he's able to cover tight ends. And he's just great to play against in practice, because I don't think it gets any better out there as far as the linebacker position goes. Thanks, guys.
All right. We got Baker coming up. Big old grin, big old smile. So listen, let's talk about this real quick. First off, let me say this. We got 15, 16 people watching. We got 10 likes. So if you're here and you haven't hit that like button, please hit that like button. Help out the channel, helps the algorithm, lets YouTube know there are Buck fans out here that are appreciating this channel or like the conversation of this channel. So help that out. Hit that like button for me, please. That's one. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you're going to hit the notification bell. If your notification bell is not set on all, please make sure it's set on all, because if not, you will not be notified when we go live. You will not be notified when we put things in the community chat. And yes, we still have to do the raffle. We surpassed 100 subscribers. So a lot of you guys are new to me in this channel. I got a lot of day ones. I've been on YouTube since 2012. I have a lot of day ones that's known me from my old channel back in the days. But today, some of you guys that are new to me and my channel, you're going to understand a little bit more of how I seem to always be a step ahead of a lot of Buccaneer content creators with my vibes and my just understanding that these are real people. They're not just, they think of, oh, he's an athlete, and they don't look at them as they're real people. When I started my first channel, it was because I felt like too many Buck fans were treating players like they were just athletes. And I tend to treat these players like they're my brother, or they're my cousin, or they're, or they're me. Like I see them as humans. I see them as people. Maybe that's why I'm able to pick up vibes and stuff like that. I don't know, but I've always been able to do that with just people in general. I'm a people person. I pick up vibes. I can sense when you're lying to me. I can sense when you're BSing me. I can sense when you're being real, and I can sense when you're fake. When we let's get into this, to Baker Mayfield. First off, he comes in. Thank you, White. We got Kimson Joseph in the building. I appreciate it, Joseph. He comes in with a big smile on his face, which great. Let's go with it.
Ready? Appreciate it. Yeah, really exciting. Something that's been in the works. Baker Mayfield Foundation. So we're excited about that. So yeah, I mean, obviously opening up with that. Appreciate you mentioning it. First event will be August 27th, day after our last preseason game. It'll be at Topgolf. Just obviously extremely thankful for Topgolf being able to help us do a kind of a big event for the first launch. But just, I mean, our foundation just trying to even the odds, give everybody a chance to have success, whether it be healthy foods, getting kids in after school activities and sports, healthy lifestyle choices, just trying to raise everybody's equality so they have a better chance of having success, just staying resilient through adversity, and just trying to base it off of kind of my story as well. So just making sure that everybody has the same opportunities.
So, well, let me hear. Let's finish this part, and then I'll start.
I think it's important. I mean, God has blessed me so much to be at this platform, and this is something that we've been trying to get going, but finally found the right team and partnership to be able to do it and get it up and running. So we're really excited about it. But just to be able to give back, and I've always been passionate about whether it's youth or working with Special Olympics, and kind of been all over the place. So now to finally have something that we can hone in on and truly make an impact, and hopefully get ourselves settled in this community and really be able to do that.
Now, here's the thing, guys. You guys are probably wondering right now, like, what could he possibly be tripping on about what's happening in this video right now? I told you I'm good with vibes and stuff like that. When we first had a press conference with Baker Mayfield, I don't know. Matter of fact, let me just real quick check this. I don't have a lot of videos on this channel so far, so I should be able to check real quick. I want to make sure. I want to see if I was already on this channel or if I was still on my old channel when we made that video about Baker. I might have already been. Yeah, I might have been on my old channel, but nonetheless, I made a video because we were watching Baker Mayfield. It was his first press conference with the Buccaneers. And the video, I couldn't really gauge it. I couldn't gauge it. Now, one, I already knew it was a setup from the beginning. I knew it was a setup. I already gauged that. I got that vibes. It is what it is. Whatever. Friend, Buccaneers franchise are trying to set it up. They're trying to get a story, and I get it. They want to set up their franchise quarterback if he happens to be our franchise quarterback, right? He comes in. They talk about him and his fiance. I don't even think it was his wife. I think it was his fiance. And then they talk about how he has his kid, which is not even a kid. It's really a puppy or something like that. His dog. It really, you can tell during the whole press conference, the questions they were asking him felt like they were just like T-ball setting him up. Hey, hit this ball out the park. Good answer. Okay, here's another one. Talk about, are you humbled? Talk about how are you different now, and like talk about how you've grown and how you've matured and all this stuff, and talk about they just kept setting him up with T-ball things of hit it out the park, hit this question out the park, easy, okay, easy, quick, boom. And like it just felt like it was a setup from the beginning of, we're going to paint a picture for you and make everybody love you to be the franchise quarterback, to be our quarterback, which I'm not mad at. It's fine. I'm not mad at it. It was a little annoying, but I'm not mad at it. His answers were so good. I can't right now. His answers were so good. His answers were so good that I was on stream and I was like, I really can't gauge. Like, I can't gauge if he's BSing me. Like, I don't know if he really changed. I don't know. I'm trying to gauge it. I'm trying to get the vibes, but it was so good. The press conference was so good that I was like, you know what? Listen, it is what it is. I'm gonna wipe the slate clean from how I feel about Baker. He's now on the Bucs. I'm gonna wipe it clean. It is what it is. Prove me wrong. Whatever. I'm not gonna go into camp like rooting against him. I'm not gonna go into camp hoping that he fails or not being like, that's not my guy. Like, it is what it is. You're a Buck now. Whatever judgment I had about you, your attitude, how I feel, I'm wiping it clean. You now start your impression on me. The press conference, like I said, was good, and I was like, okay, cool. I was kind of like, I don't know, man. I don't know if he's really being honest with us or if he's BSing us. And then I talked about how the most realist players that we have on our team, right? You talk about team captains. The two realest dudes that are on our team, I've said it, is Carlton Davis and Mike Evans. Those two guys are no BS. Those are the guys that are like if you're fake, you're cool, but you're not really my dude. If you're fake, you gotta be real. You can't be faking. You can't be faking it with Mike Evans and Carlton Davis. Those two dudes are the realest dudes we got on our teams. Like there's no fake in them. I am who I am, whether you like it or not. I'm just gonna be me. That's them. Everybody else, everybody has that part of them where like, okay, let me button up, let me, put on everybody got that person that they put on. It's like when you go on a date, right? You're not really you're the best version of you buttoned up because you want to impress. And everyone knows how to put that persona on them. Everybody knows how to jump into that. Mike Evans and Carlton Davis don't have that. They're just them. They're just, boom, I'm me. I ain't got to try to act proper. I'm just me. So anyways, I talked about that, how with Mike Evans, like he'll sniff it out early, bro. Like he don't care if you're goofy like Jameis. He don't care if you got swag like Johnny Manziel. As long as you're yourself, they'll vibe with you. But if you try to be fake, they're not gonna vibe with you like that. They'll be cool with you and yeah, whatever, but you're not really my dude like that. It don't matter if you're a jerk. It don't matter if whatever. As long as you're really you. So anyways, the press conference goes through and I'm like, I just can't gauge. I don't know if he's faking the funk. Is he really more humble? Did he really mature? Is he really, look, that was me. I thought I had it. I thought I was the man. I got humbled by the NFL and now I'm just putting my head down. Let's work. And I got a new look on life and all this other stuff that he was giving us. Okay. We had strike one. which was the whole Blankenship, right? When they were coming off the sideline or whatever, coming in, and Blankenship had just got signed by the Buccaneers, and he tells them, I still don't like you, or I still don't effing like you, or whatever he said. I forgot the exact quote, but he said, I still don't like you. And like with a straight face, kept walking, didn't even, and kind of, I think he might have even looked back, and then like kept walking, and Blankenship kind of looked and was like, kind of shaked his head and was like, damn, it was awkward. Now, some people were like, oh, he's joking around, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to be honest. From that whole thing, that didn't look like no joking around. That looked like he was able to say something that he wanted to say. I don't know if he was trying to intimidate him. I don't know if he was trying to win points with the people he was walking with and saying that, because the coach shook his hand. Somebody else walked by him, and he walked by him and was like, I still don't like you. And it was weird. So that was strike one for me, where I was like, you still seem a little immature. Not only that, but one of the reporters tried to bring it up in the press conference, and he said, I know about you. Like, he got really defensive real fast and was like, I know about you. You're always trying to start crap, and got up and walked off. And I was like, okay, there it is right there. That confirms. Now, if it was a joke, he just would have been like, oh, I was just messing with him, and left it off. But he got very defensive and was like, you're always trying to start crap, and walked off. I was like, okay, it was a real situation. That kind of was like a mark for me, like a strike one. Okay, boom. Then at the end of OTAs, they asked him what he was going to do. He talked this big game about, oh, I'm going to take the O-line on the boat. I'm going to do this with the O-line. I'm going to do this with the wide receivers. Me and Evans are going to. Okay, great. Love it, right? Come back from training camp. They ask him what happened with that a couple practices ago. He said, we were all tired, so we all just rested. We didn't really do any work. Okay. So, sound like you was BSing us. All right, whatever. It is what it is. Maybe they were tired. I don't know. I'm not saying none of these are defiant, right? They're defined like boom, boom, like I know for a fact. What I'm saying is, when I get a feeling and then I get enough of hints of you might have been right, I start feeling like, when the devil starts showing you his horns, I'm gonna pay attention to it. When someone shows you who they are, don't ignore it. And I'm not saying that is who he is, but it's starting to seem like these things are creeping up. Now, fast forward all that stuff coming into today. He doesn't throw an interception. We've seen him in several press conferences, right? Several press conferences, he's kind of like serious. And it's like, okay, maybe he's mad he had a bad day, or maybe he's in practice mode. He's serious right now. I'm serious about my job. It is what it is. They had that one time where Bowles walked off and was like, hey, you the starting quarterback? And everybody made a big deal about it. And I said, low key, I'm starting to feel like, because Baker had like a two interception day or something like that. And it was I think it was the day that Trask was like on fire or something like that. So I was low key like, maybe Todd Bowles did that to put a smile on his face, or to be like, cheer up, buddy. Like, don't worry about it. I didn't really put too much into it, but whatever. My point is, that's how I felt about it. Then today happens. He did not throw an interception. Okay, cool, great, right? I mean, technically he put the ball in harm's way, but there's no interceptions in the interception tally today. He comes in with a big smile. Here we go again with foundation. That's great. You got a foundation and all that stuff. But why? Foundation, they're going to kick off a big party at the end of preseason, after the last preseason game. Why? Now, again, maybe, okay, you're doing it for the people and, unfortunate. That's great. All that stuff is great. But let's focus on your job right now, bro. Like, let's focus on that to the max. Like, if I understand players are players and they're humans and they got other things besides football. I understand that. But right now, it should be nothing but football. Nothing but football. You're trying to resurge your career. You're trying to be the franchise quarterback. Nothing but football right now. If you end up being the backup or or if they even named you the starter, that's fine. Okay, now I'm the starter. I could kick back a little bit, but still, right now should be nothing but football. But okay, he has a foundation. All that's happening. That's great. Okay, cool. But that was the first thing on this press conference where I'm like, why? Why are we talking about this? Why? Like, I know why we're talking about it, but they brought it up right away. Okay, let's continue.
Talk to you a couple padded practices now. How do you feel like camp is coming along for you?
Yeah, I think today was better than the previous two. Yeah, I think when you get the pads on for quarterbacks, it's still, bodies are flying around, but you still have to just go through your reads, take care of the ball. And you're taking chances and trying stuff out during camp. But it still comes back to taking care of the ball. So today was a better day for the offense overall and better for me as well. So, we're stringing it together. The installs are slowing down. It's becoming smaller and smaller based on, what we're really teaching. Have a lot in. So these call-it periods where we're really just playing football, move the ball periods are really coming together. You're trying to see guys, like we talked about last week, how they react in certain situations with actual football being played. We just need to cut down on the penalties and hone in on our assignments.
Didn't like that at all. Didn't like that at all. Because now you're starting to see where his mind is at. He just said that offense overall had a better day. First of all, let's you just heard it in a row. I want to break it down part from part. Hold on.
Periods are really coming together as well. So, we're backs. It's still
like a week since we talked to you a couple padded practices now. How do you feel like camp is coming along for you?
I think today was better than the previous two. I think when you get the pads on for quarterbacks, it's still, bodies are flying around, but you still have to just go through your reads, take care of the ball.
So right away, he says better today, and then he gives excuses of why it hasn't been better. But he lumps everybody, quarterback, right? When for quarterbacks, it's different once people put the pads on, things change. What? So right away, it seems like he's trying to make excuses, but okay, it is what it is. And maybe he's not making excuses. Maybe he's just explaining something. Okay, continue.
You're taking chances and trying stuff out during camp.
You're taking chances and trying things out for camp. Why would he mention this? So all of a sudden, it seems like he's pouring out all these excuses of why he's been doing bad. Well, things get different once the pads go on for a quarterback. Things are different. Then all of a sudden, he comes out with this, and this is the storyline. We talked about it in my last stream. We talked about this, right? All of a sudden, people are coming out with this storyline of, hey, it's practice. You got to try and take chances. And if you want to throw interceptions now in practice, which is not false. I'm not saying that that's false. What I'm saying is, why now all of a sudden this is coming out? Why didn't anybody talk about practices and taking chances last year with Kyle Trask, who's barely getting any snaps? Why wasn't nobody talking about that last year? But now all of a sudden, now people are bringing up the fact that quarterbacks need to take chances in practice. Quarterbacks need to take risks in practice. And not only is all of a sudden media starting to come out with this crap for Baker, but why is Baker coming out with it? It's one thing for Baker people to say it, but for my quarterback to say it now, why is my quarterback saying it now? I don't understand this. Like, again, it is one thing for Kyle Trask, my other quarterback, to say, oh, you had an interception, and him saying, maybe I tried to force it, or maybe I tried to what did he say? Maybe I tried to what did he say? Maybe he said maybe I forced it, maybe I tried to test Servassier. Like, okay, he's saying why he threw the interception. Maybe I'm trying to but Baker's over here trying to explain why quarterbacks throw, why us quarterbacks throw interceptions sometimes in practice. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear excuses from my quarterback. So I'm like, what? Okay, whatever. Let's continue.
It still comes back to taking care of the ball. So
Of
today was a
course.
better day for the offense overall.
Today was a better day for the offense overall.
So, yeah, we're stringing.
He said today's a better day for the offense overall, and as well me. That's what he says. It kind of itched out. I mean, I don't want you to.
Today was a better day for the offense overall, and better for me as well. So, yeah, we're stringing it together. The installs are slowing down.
Better for the offense altogether and better for me. Today was better for the offense altogether and better for me. No, it wasn't. Now, it might have been better for him. It wasn't better for the offense today. So now we know when he's talking about the offense, he's talking about him. He ain't talking about the offense. He's talking about him. Because we know the offense didn't have a day-to-day. It was the defense. It was a defensive day-to-day. There was nothing when we read all the text from the tweets, not much at all offensively. Offense didn't have a better day today. You had a better day today. Then he talks about they're installing, right?
Smaller based on, what we're really teaching. Have a lot in. So
the installs are getting smaller based on the teachings we had a lot in. This is literally the opposite of what he said last time. He said the teachings are small. That's why, because some people can try to give you too much at once. Now he's saying that, the installments were smaller than before when they were installing a lot more. So it's like, now you're kind of, so you're saying that the installment was small today, so that's why you played better today, which again could be true. But why are you saying these things? Why it feels like you're putting out there, hey, I need to get some ground back in this training camp battle. Let me explain to people why I was doing bad and why it doesn't mean nothing. But now today was a good day, and let me explain to you why today was a good day. And now because of all this, now it's starting to feel like that very first press conference that he did with us, where the media was setting up softballs for him. Like, hey, we're going to tell you that. We're going to ask you this. You knock it out the park and you tell them, okay? Then we're going to tell you that. Like, now it seems like the media is setting things up for him to explain why he was having a rough go. It's starting to feel weird.
We're really just playing football, move the ball periods are really coming together. You're trying to see guys, like we talked about last week, how they react in certain situations with actual football being played. Yeah, we just need to cut down on the penalties and hone in on our assignments.
Still a learning process because the pass just came on, and as you kind of just said, like the way players react to certain things.
Here's the kicker.
Just the players more or the offense?
Yeah, you definitely have to hit the reset button with receivers and tight ends, guys that are running routes and pads. It's a lot different when you put the pads on and guys are getting contacted or how they're moving around with the extra weight on. So
give me my close-up. Now I see right here, Seth Alexander says, you sound biased. Now do you understand? Did you just hear what the reporter just asked and what Baker just said? This is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I was just saying, that it feels like they're starting to set them up with pitches. Here we go. Knock it out of the park. So one, we're going to play it back. One, Baker already said that it's different, once the pads come on, right? Now the reporter asks him this.
Yeah. And hone in on our assignments.
Still a learning process because the pass just came on, and as you kind of just said, like the way players react to certain things. Yeah. Are you still?
So when pads come on, it's a learning process. How players react. This is what the media is asking him.
More or the offense?
Yeah.
Still learning process because the pass just came on, and
Is it
as
still
we
a
kind of
learning
said,
process?
Like, the way players react to certain things.
Yeah.
Are you still learning just the players more or the offense?
Yeah.
Are you still learning the players more or the offense? That sounds like a setup to me. That sounds like a setup to me. That sounds like, hey, there's starting to be a rumor or buzz around here saying that you might not know the play as well as Trask. So let's kill that narrative by asking you, okay, so there is a learning curve that's going on, right, Baker? There's a learning curve that's going on, right? So let me ask you, for the people that might be thinking this, is it the plays that you're still trying to learn, or is it the players? And then Baker says this.
Definitely have to hit the reset button with receivers and tight ends, guys that are running routes and pads. It's a lot different when you put the pads on and guys are getting contacted or how they're moving around with the extra weight on. So you do have to get used to it a little bit, but now we're just trying to get on the same page. You know, the little details of how we want a certain route run against different coverages and fighting through contact, making sure they still get their depth even though they're getting collisioned. And so and that's why it's great to have the referees out here to where we can actually talk through things, what's legal, what's not legal, and have it more game-like.
So he's saying, yeah, it's the players because you have to get back into rhythm. The pads are slowing receivers and tight ends down. So you got to get back into rhythm because of stuff like that. You got to kind of hit the reset button. This is crazy to me. This is crazy to me. And again, it's not what he's saying that's crazy to me because, yeah, you put the pads on, you're getting jammed and all this stuff. And I get it. Now I will say this. Having an excuse of the pads weigh players down so they run different sounds a little crazy to me. But here's my point with this. When have you ever heard this before? When have you ever heard a quarterback talk about, I just got to get back into rhythm because now the pads are on, so things are different again, and I have to reset and learn again? What? Trask is going through the same thing. It didn't bother him. Wolford is going through the same thing. It hasn't bothered him. So why? And again, there's a small truth to it. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it makes sense. The pads come on. Some people don't run the same, and then you're getting jammed, and you're able to get pushed around, so the routes aren't as crispy. I get it. It does make football-wise, it makes a little bit of sense. But I've never heard a quarterback use that as an excuse. And number two, Trask and Wolford are going through the same thing. And number three, why are you saying it? Why is my quarterback saying this? This is how that answer should have been. Is it the players? Is it the playbook? Is it learning the playbook? Is it the players now on pads? This is how that conversation, this is how that interview should have went. I just got to get better. I got to get my mechanics better. Next question. This is not a Baker bash. I'm not here saying Baker's trash or that. I'm here because I want my quarterback. I know what kind of quarterback we need. Okay? We just went from Jameis Winston to Tom Brady. We went from Jameis Winston, who I said, dang, that boy got some arm talent. That boy can sling the rock. He needs to get better with the interceptions, but that boy can throw the ball. That boy is a quarterback. He a real quarterback, in my opinion. His mentality, I love his mentality. A little bit immature, but I love his mentality. He's a rah-rah guy. I love that about him. Right? He's a locker room guy too much. When he needs to be more strict, he's too buddy-buddy, too friendly. He needs to be more strict. And you know where I learned that from? From Tom Brady when we got Tom Brady. Once we got Tom Brady, I learned how a GOAT moves. That's what I learned. I learned how a GOAT moves. And a GOAT moves like this. need to do what I'm saying, or you're gonna be sitting. I'm gonna tell coach to sit you down. Hey, bleep, 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 sit your bleep down. Hey, I want you to run like this. Not Jameis Winston, where he was like, well, how do you want to run the route? No. Even Chris Godwin told him, no, you need to tell me how to run the route. That's what Tom Brady did. I need you to run it like this, blank, blank, blank. And you know what happens when something went wrong? I need to be better. That's it. Jameis did the same thing. I need to be better. It's me. And don't worry about so-and-so ran the wrong route. Don't worry about the chemistry is not right. Don't worry about the pads are heavier, or we're in Colorado, so the air is lighter, so that I got to get used to the air and the throwing. No. We don't need no excuses. I'm the quarterback. It's on me. Period. It's on me. End of discussion. I need to get better. I need to get better with my mechanics. I need to put that ball in a better place. I need to know the play better. Period. That's what I want in my quarterback. That's what Tom Brady showed me that we need if you need a real franchise quarterback. I'll tell you this, a lot of people don't like Jameis, but that quarterback QB1 attitude, besides being too friendly and needing to be more aggressive with telling coach, not just the players, but even telling coach, because that's what another thing Brady brought to us. Literally telling the coach, no, I don't want that play. No, I don't want that formation. Send it back. Literally, Tom Brady's literally sent back formations back to the sideline during the game. No, we're not running that formation. We're not running that play. No. That was the biggest problem with Jameis, was that he never said no. Anything the coach said, I could do that, coach. Yep, I could do that, coach. Tom Brady, couple of interceptions. We're not running that route no more, BA. We're not running that comeback route on the sideline no more. Sorry. I don't like it. We're not running it no more. I don't want that formation. I'm not running it. We learned what we need in a quarterback. And one thing that Jameis already had, that Tom Brady has, it's on me. That's it. It's on me. It's not on the pads of the players. It's not on the offensive coordinator. It's not on the head coach. It's not on the practice. It's not on the chemistry. It's on me. Enough with these excuses, Baker. Enough. I don't want to hear none of that. You need to get better. That's it. You had a better day today. Might have been one of your better days today because maybe you threw the ball better or because you didn't have an interception. Either way, I don't care. You need to come in and say, it's one thing. It don't mean nothing. I got to get better. Today meant nothing. It was one good day. Or one decent day, whatever you want to call it. I don't care. I came in here. I needed a decent day. We need to do better. Not good enough. Still not good enough. Give me that attitude. I don't need to know nothing else. No other excuses. And when I'm hearing these people say in these media asking them these questions, it feels like a setup. It feels like, let's get all the doubts that people have about you, Baker, because of what they've been hearing from training camp. Let's get all those doubts. I'll set it up on a tee and you knock it out the park and you kill their doubts. Let them know why you're doing bad. I don't like it.
Alice had said that the quarterback competition has tightened. I know Kyle stacked some good practices together. Wolford threw multiple touchdowns in the indoor. Yeah. You're being such a competitive guy. What does that kind of do for you as a competitor? How do you see that?
It's great for everybody, to be honest with you. It's when the quarterback room is having success, it shows what this offense can be capable of. You know, we're distributors within this system.
I have no idea why.
Getting the ball out. It's not like we're trying to hone in on one guy. Yeah, there'll be specific plays that we want to get a guy open. But for right now, it's take what the defense is giving you. And so the past few days, yeah, Kyle and John have had great practices of just doing that, going through the system, getting the ball out and making the reads. So that's I think people are starting to see what we're going to be capable of. And obviously, as you know, we get used to the pads more and more, the run game will get going as well. So it's just slowly coming together.
Having an open competition, obviously in Cleveland, you're a number one overall pick. Into college, I think you knew who you were. Is that brought out like a competitive side you're not used to having in August, I guess?
I had to win the job at Texas Tech as a walk-on. When I got to Oklahoma, I sat out a year and still had to compete for the job. And then in Cleveland, I got drafted. Tyrod Taylor was still a starting quarterback. So I've had to compete my whole life. This is nothing new to me.
What does that do for you when you're in those?
Yes or no? Did he seem annoyed from that question? At the very end, the vibe was, I'm annoyed by that question. I don't know. Does it matter if he was
You see
annoyed?
your
I don't know.
demeanor, the bravado, and even what you said the other day, you kind of channeled Ann Rand. I don't need someone to tell me what I can and can't do. What does competition do for you?
It's to me, it's the best. I think when
now, wasn't mad at that question, right? Again, we had one reporter ask him, "Are you feeling comfortable? It seem like you're in a place where you haven't been comfortable with the competition, or what?" He got annoyed by it. Jenna Lane comes back with "What does the competition do for you?" Okay, easy, lay it up, hit it out.
it's just heightened awareness. You're not trying to do too much, but just heightened awareness on your own details. Calming the chaos, just making sure that I'm doing the little things right. Like I said last week, I know I'm here for a reason, but just do my job. Don't try and do too much. We have a great team around me, and just being able to distribute the ball. But the competition to me is just how well can I do the little things? You look at some of the greats in every single sport; they never get bored with the little details, and so just continue to hone in on that.
Any little details in particular that you really want to hone in on?
Yeah, I think, like I mentioned, the two practices previous to this one were not my best by any means, and so we look at it. Footwork was a little off. Just being out of rhythm. And so just getting back to that. And I think it was a lot better for me today. Obviously, we'll go back in and watch the tape, but just being able to go back in and see, all right, my footwork was timing up with the reads, and that's why I was able to get the ball out and take care of it.
So now he's saying the reason why he had, like again, saying why you did good is the same thing of giving excuses of why you did bad. It's literally the same thing. If you say the pads were too heavy, it's the same thing of saying, well, the reason why I actually hit him this time was because my footwork was good. Like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear none of that. I just tell me, I got to be better. That's all I want to hear. Because now all that does is makes me feel like you're trying to tell me like, I figured it out. So all that stuff back then, I'm getting it now. Now it's good. Now it's good. And he could be right, and it could be good now. But now that's giving us expectation. So now what happens if next practice you looking the same again? Again, just because you had one, and that's my problem. Because you had one practice where you didn't throw an interception, which you pretty much did. He just didn't hold on to the ball, Levante. Now you're coming out with all these, but we're good now. We're good now. Nah, wait till you rack up a couple, and then so we could go, yeah, it makes sense. But now if you say this, and then tomorrow or whenever we have practice again, we're going to be like, really?
Football in camp versus trying things like being in the lab and airing it out a little bit more?
We have our 2-minute situational stuff and third down period. To me, that's when you really want to take care of the ball. It's when you want to treat it more game-like. Third down period, you always want to end up with the ball in your own hands. Obviously, you want to convert, but a punt's better than them getting it with a short field.
Boom. Another one. Let's go back. See, this is what I'm saying. Let's go back and listen to the question, because it's another set this up, knock it out of the park. Except with people like me, he didn't knock nothing out of the park.
The reads, and that's why I was able to get the ball out and take care of it.
Listen to this question.
Protecting football in camp versus trying things like being in the lab and airing it out a little bit more?
Footwork was a little off. Just being out of rhythm.
Don't care.
And so just getting back to that.
Don't care.
It was a lot better for me today. Obviously, we'll go back in and watch the tape, but just being able to go back in and see, all right, my footwork was timing up with the reads, and that's why I was able to get the ball out and take care of it.
Is protecting football in camp versus trying things like being in the lab and airing it out a little bit more?
How important is it protecting the football in camp versus airing it out a little bit and trying things in practice, is what the reporter asked him. Again, another reporter trying to be like this narrative of, hey, so you let us know because we were wondering, how important is it to take care of the ball versus just trying things and airing it out, maybe getting an interception? You tell us how important it is to take care of the ball or just try things in practice. And listen to what he says.
We have our 2-minute situational stuff and third down period. To me, that's when you really want to take care of the ball.
So now he's saying Let me let you know, when we do the 2-minute period and the third down situation is when you want to really take care of the ball. So he's saying everything else, hey, take a chance. If you throw a pick, it is what it is. Which, again, might have a little truth to it, right? There might be times where you're like, oh, I'm going to try it here, try to zip it through here, whatever. But 2-minute drills and third down periods, really, which I think it's a little over-exaggerating. But okay, maybe there's a little bit of football truth to that, right? Maybe a little bit. But then he says this.
Or game like, third down period, you always want to end up with the ball in your own hands. Obviously, you want to convert, but a punt's better than them getting it with a short field. So,
third down, you want to end up with the ball. So basically, he's saying in the two situations, the 2-minute drill and the third downs, you want to really take care of the ball, which he did today, right? So coincidence that those are the most important times you want to take care of the ball, which whatever. But then he says you want to convert it, but you want to at least punt the ball. In other words, the main objective is to take care of the ball. And it's okay if you punt it. You rather convert it, but it's okay if you punt it. Why is my quarterback thinking like that? Why is my quarterback thinking, okay, we didn't convert it, we didn't get the touchdown, or we didn't convert the third down, but at least I didn't throw an interception. What is this? What kind of Twilight? Like, what is this? Why is my quarterback having the mindset of that? This makes I don't want my quarterback saying to himself, okay, well, we didn't convert on a third down, right? 2-minute drill. What did he do today? He got stopped in the middle of the field. Where did Kyle Trask get stopped? All the way at the goal line, trying to score a touchdown. Baker Mayfield wasn't even in field goal range. Now I'm thinking Baker's like, well, we didn't throw an interception, so good drive for me. Meanwhile, Trask is like, man, we didn't get a touchdown. He ain't thinking about, oh, I didn't get an interception. He's thinking about, I didn't get a touchdown. That's what I want. Why is my quarterback saying, well, at least we got to punt it? What? I know, listen. This is the type of rants and the type of stuff that I end up losing subscribers. And when I started this channel, I really tried to be really PC. I'm like, listen, I'm going to try to be PC. I'm going to try to listen to people's opinions and da-da-da-da. But when it comes down to football and it comes down to this team and how I feel this team should be ran and what I need in this team, I got to be honest. And this ain't what I ain't liking that. I'm not liking that attitude of you want to make sure at least you punt the ball. I don't want my quarterback to be, well, at least I didn't throw an interception. That shouldn't even be in your mind. Big Al in the building.
Looks, just one-on-one balls, 50-50 balls, just trying out certain guys, seeing how they're reacting to competitive contested catches, things like that. So there's give and take, but then situational football, it's time to treat it like a real game.
The play of some of the younger wide receivers that are lobbying to make this team. I mean, Devin Tompkins made an unreal catch the other night. Garrett feels like everywhere you look, he's making the play.
I mean, off the top of my head, those two guys, I mean, Devin can jump out the gym. I mean, not the biggest guy by any means, but he can really, really jump. So he made a play like that in mandatory minicamp with me, just kind of a 50-50 ball where he goes up and his body control is unbelievable. And Raheem Jarrett, obviously a young guy that I think we got a huge steal out of him. Extremely talented, the way he is able to run his routes and stay grounded through the catch. He's not jumping up for balls that are hitting him in the face. He's catching it and finishing through. So there's little natural tendencies that you really can't teach that are pretty special about those two guys. And yeah, the younger guys, it's a lot being thrown at them when you put the pads on. They have the whole installs in. So I think for the most part, they're really handling it well. And I think our younger tight ends are doing a really, really good job too.
You mentioned
Carlton Davis, when we talked just a little earlier, talked about the heat outside, and then you had practice indoors Tuesday. How have you been acclimated to the heat here, especially when you're in pads out there?
Yeah. I mean, my job is pretty easy compared to everybody else's. I don't have to run nearly as much, but I still I learned from Chris Godwin. He comes out with a duffel bag with an extra pair of cleats, shorts, socks, everything. So I bring out the halftime switch now at practice. I'm getting used to it. But today was pretty nice with the breeze going. So as long as you have the wind, you're good.
Of course, the last 3 years, the centers have had quite the extensive routine with the baby powder and things like that. How are you with that situation? Is that good for you, what they're doing right now?
Oh yeah, I mean I think they're pretty much scarred from that activity the last few years. That they're going to continue that, but it just helps us. I mean, even still, they'll have the towel in their pants, the baby powder, everything, and there's still droplets of sweat that are coming down on it. But it's one of those things. You got to play to your advantage, and if you're used to it, then you shouldn't have an issue with it.
In contested catches, I mean, Mike Evans is a guy that's made a living off of doing that, playing above the rim. What's that connection been like for you now that you guys have had more reps and more practices together?
His body language at the top of his routes, how friendly it is. It's unlike any other I've really played with ever. So I'm getting used to how friendly it is, and just being able to trust it and let it go earlier and earlier. It just speaks to how great he's been consistently over each year with whoever's throwing the ball to him, because he's going to do his job. He's going to do it at a very, very high level, and he's going to make plays for you.
Language at the top of his route being friendly.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? Sorry, I'm not a.
Oh no, you're good. Just how he's always, whether it's an in-breaking route, out-breaking route, he's always coming back a little bit more downhill towards the quarterback, not letting the DB undercut the ball. Really just setting the tone. He's always going to catch the ball out away from his body, just strength through the catch, and just things that are an all-pro does.
Mentioned getting the ball to the young tight ends. It's a pretty young room overall. Is there anyone that stood out in that group to you?
To be honest with you, they're all playing really well. I mean, we're rotating guys in and out a lot right now. I mean, Cade's doing an unbelievable job. So is David Wells, Payne. I mean, even Tanner, our undrafted rookie, is just they're all playing well. And then you mix in Cohen and Dom they're more a little bit of the fullback hybrid type guys, but are still able to run routes and stretch the field vertically. So. I mean, they're all doing it well. These guys they're rotating in, and it doesn't matter who's in. They're just doing their job right.
About Wells, he's had quite the journey. Been to a lot of different places in his career.
His communication. He's always, no matter if he catches the ball or not, he's coming back and talking to the QBs about, hey, did you like what I did right there? This is what I saw. If you want me to change it, we can talk about it. But he's always constantly communicating, which is really rare. I mean, it's just it's great to have guys on the same page and want to continue to do that. Thanks.
All right. So that's where we're at right now. Once again, listen. As far as the quarterback competition situation, we're basically at a stalemate. That's how I feel. It's not, none of the needles are gonna move. There's not enough practices coming up for the needle to even move. Maybe just a tad bit, but not enough to really do anything. I don't think it's possible. But once we get into the first preseason game, Kelly Dwight in the building, probably because Shaq has one. I don't know what you mean. Probably because Shaq has one. I don't know what you're saying there. But yeah, once we got a lot to evaluate, guys. We got a lot to evaluate. The quarterback we can put on the back burner for now until preseason start. The preseason game starts. But we got the D line to start worrying about and start watching and paying attention to. and we got the O-line to start doing that. I'm excited. I'm excited about all positions. I'm excited about. I'm not excited about the secondary because I feel like I know. I feel like I know the secondary. They like that. You know what I'm saying? The backups and everything. I'm like I'm excited to see the backups because I just want to be confirmed. But I'm excited to see the O-line because I want them to confirm. I want them to show me something. I'm excited to see the D-line. I need them to show me something. I'm excited to see the backup running backs. I'm excited to see the backup wide receivers. It's gonna be fun to see these preseason games, man. But listen, one more time before I go, guys. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Make sure your notification bell is on all and not just on personal or whatever, because if it's not on all, you will not be notified when I go live. And you need to be here. We need opinions. Seth, listen, give the job to Trask. I hear you. I know you think I'm being biased on Baker. I'm not being biased on Baker. This was a teaching moment. This wasn't a this is why he's not the guy moment. You might take it like that because I might be busting bubbles or might be saying some things you don't want to hear. But Baker is saying some things I don't want to hear. And I'm just hoping that these moments are teachable, that he can learn from them and be better, because it needs to be better. He needs to have a different mindset. This is not the mindset we need from anybody. And we talked about that when we talk about the culture, the mindset of these players. It's not just for the quarterback, but it's especially for the quarterback. So that's just how I feel, man. Like I said, today went the way it went. As far as stats, there wasn't much to talk about. But as far as learning the mindset of Baker, I think we had a big day today. I think we had a big day today when we talk about learning the mindset of Baker. And it was an unfortunate one. It was one that clarified and showed me things I was skeptical about, that I was wondering if it was true or not. And he just, again, a little bit more of those horns were coming out today, that he was showing me he is what he is. I still got hope. Quarterback competition makes things change and makes things better. And we just got to keep on it. And we're going to. So I will be here every training camp. We will be here every preseason game. We will be live. We will be doing all this. We're going to keep it going. Hit the like buttons. Do me a favor. Keep doing your guys' jobs, man. I mean, this channel is exploding right now. I mean, it's exploding for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, this channel is doing numbers right now for a little old channel that we are. And we're getting more and more Buck fans, new Buck fans in here. We're giving their opinions. And again, I love everybody's opinions, especially if they don't agree with me, because I love the content. I love the back and forth. I love to see somebody else's point of view to see if they can change my point of view, because it's happened before and it can happen. And I love the opportunity. Like I said it before on this channel, we love to turn over every rock. We don't leave no stone unturned. We want to make sure we see every angle, every opinion, every point of view, and make sure we get all the information we can so we can go into preseason game 1 with the right mindset, going into regular season 1 with the right mindset. We need to be knowledgeable of everything that we can and have it all. So that's what we try to do here on this channel. It's your man RTP, Skull Gang in the building. I will see you guys next time I see you. Remember, it's pewter and red till we cold and dead. I'll see you guys next time. We out.